Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of my Out of the Park Baseball simulation series. Today, I've got another unique episode coming your way, and as you can see, I have the list of the top 100 prospects up, but there's no Adley Rutschman, there's no Luis Robert, there's no Jo Adell. Instead, we have Larry Walker, Albert Bell, Juan Gonzalez, Ken Griffey Jr., Sammy Sosa, and a bunch of other recognizable names, because we're in the year 1989. And while these other guys sure were great, we are going to be focusing on the career of Ken Griffey Jr. We're going to see what Ken Griffey Jr.'s career could possibly look like if he never got hurt, if injuries for him were turned to zero. So other players could still get hurt. I left injuries on, but I do have it so that Ken Griffey Jr. cannot get hurt. So the way this works is he starts out as a 19-year-old on the Seattle Mariners as a center fielder, and basically we just simulate his entire career. So some things that will happen, there will be draft classes that are accurate in terms of major leaguers. So the players that were drafted in 1990 will still get drafted in 1990. However, it's possible they'll get drafted to different teams. We don't have it, so that transactions will play out the same way. That is an option in out-of-the-park baseball, so Ken Griffey Jr. could go to the Reds like he did in the White Sox, but we turned that off because that would make it so we can't change any injury settings, and injuries would happen just as it did in real life, I believe. I think that's how it works. So we're not using that. So this could be, we're re-simulating an entire career. So it's possible that Ken Griffey Jr. just flames out in a few years, and that could just be some randomness of the simulation. But it's also possible, and I would think more likely, that he does end up becoming the superstar he does, and potentially even breaking a home run record. I think that, in my opinion, I think he'd be the only player with 800 career home runs if his career wasn't hampered by injuries. But I'd love to see what happens, and I hope you guys are excited for this. So actually, I lied. Injuries are turned off for every single player, not just Griffey. So if you are interested in seeing how some other players, their careers panned out, if they played in the same era as Griffey, perhaps like a Larry Walker is another one that is going to play alongside Griffey, not on the same team, but just their careers taking place at the same time. You'll also be able to see if they have a different career arc than they did in real life. So injuries are off for everyone. So I don't know how this is going to work. So first I'm going to go, I'm not controlling any team right now, and I think I'm just going to keep it that way, so they just do it however they want to do it. So we'll go to the Seattle Mariners if I can find them. It's alphabetical, so it's right there. I didn't think it was alphabetical for some reason. So currently he's not on the roster. He might still be in the minor leagues, which is okay with us. And you can see the division breakdowns are different than they are now. You have the old retro logos too, which I think is really cool. But it's kind of a throwback. So this is gonna take me a lot longer to film than a usual one. So I guess what I'm gonna do is make it so when I'm simulating, you probably just want to see what I'm simulating, and then after each year, for the first few years, we'll check on Griffey, and then maybe I'll just sim like every 5 years and check on him to see how his career's going. So first I want to go here and make it so I'm on Do Not Disturb here. And then I'll head over and just simulate to the end of the year. And we can check the leaderboards on the side are very helpful to see what happens. But we're still in spring training right now. So now we're heading into the regular season. But that's all we'll have during the regular season. Then after the season, we'll find Griffey and see how he did each year. And it also is nice on Out of the Park Baseball. It shows you his career stats like they actually took place as well, I believe. So we'll be able to compare them. So right now, the Mariners are kind of middle of the pack. I don't know how they did in 1989. You could go. There's been a lot of Mariners content happening lately on YouTube. John Boyes is doing a cool series right now on SB Nation. There's been some other cool stuff getting posted. So the Mariners are doing all right. Currently, Jose Canseco leads the American League in home runs, and Andres Galarraga in the National League. Mark Grace leading the National League in batting average. Carlton Fisk in the American League. So the rating development, I'm not sure how the development works in this game. I don't remember what setting I put it on. I think it'll develop semi-realistically, but there will also be some differences from real life. It'll be a little more random, I guess, than it will be like if it just went exactly how they developed in real life. So it should be a little different than what happened. So we're in August now. In War, Cal Ripken Jr. and Jose Oquendo, is that how you say his name? I don't know. I wasn't alive in 1989. But those are your league leaders. The Royals, Blue Jays, Mets, and Padres are leading their divisions right now. It's close in the AL East. And I don't see Griffey on any of these leaderboards because he came up pretty late. And the Blue Jays win the 1989 World Series. Did they win in real life that year? I think they did. 1989 World Series. I'm going to Google that real quick. No, I'm just kidding. The Athletics beat the Giants in 89. I know the Blue Jays won, I think, around then. Must not have been exactly in 89. So, yeah, this is getting simulated to just January 1st. I think that's fine. And then we'll go and find Griffey on the Mariners. So, we'll head over to the team page, editing lineup. So, Griffey's now in the lineup, hitting third. What did he do in his first year? We'll stick on this batting stats page. So he played 25 games in the minors and hit pretty well. And then his rookie year in the majors, he hit 16 home runs, stole 23 bases, had 4.7 WAR and an 830 OPS. In real life, he had a 748 OPS and 1.5 WAR in 127 games. So he's already had a more successful rookie year than he did in real life, actually, which is interesting. Maybe we're looking at potentially an all-time great player here. I don't know. It's almost like he was like that in real life. But we'll pretty much just do the same thing, I guess, and simulate until next year. I'll talk over the first few season simulations, and then as we get later on in the career, I'll just skip ahead because I know you guys don't need to hear me narrate the standings moving here. Another thing that does happen automatically is expansion and the league evolving, and like teams changing divisions and adding new divisions and stuff. So the Expos will become the Nationals. Teams will be added, and stuff like that. Because right now they're only at 26 teams, so we have 4 teams to be added, like the Rays, the Marlins, the Rockies, and who's the 4th? Not sure. I'm gonna be mad when I figure it out, but it's okay. It'll catch me by surprise here. So in War, I say a lot in my videos. I'm sorry for that, but I'm just not a terrific speaker. Roger Clemens is pitching very well right now. As we're in June, and his ERA is still under 2. I'm going to look who won the 1990 World Series. I'm sure you guys know who won the 1990 World Series. It was the Cincinnati Reds. The Blue Jays won in 92 and 93. That's why, I don't know, I thought they won in 89. But the Reds won it in this year, and they're playing very well right now. 6 games up in the National League. In War, Ricky Henderson, Frank Thomas, and then a bunch of guys fighting for third there. And then Barry Bonds on Pittsburgh leading in the National League. Larry Walker's leading the National League in batting average already. So that'll be fun to follow how he does. Not anymore, but he's not up there anymore. And the Reds win the World Series just like in real life over the reigning champion Blue Jays. Good stuff. Frank Thomas with an 1100 OPS. Cal Daniels in the National League. Let's see if any. I'm excited to see how Griffey did. I don't see him on any of these leaderboards, I don't think. But it doesn't mean he didn't have a good season. Ricky stole 72 bases. Otis Nixon stole 95. Wow. So Griffey, in his second year, played 159 games because he couldn't get hurt. 27 home runs and 6.2 WAR. Pretty much almost a carbon copy of the season he had last year with a little bit more power. In real life, he had 4.3 WAR and an 847 OPS. And in this, he had an 873 OPS. So he's kind of still ahead of where he was. He has 43 home runs. In real life, he had 38, so pretty similar. So I think now I'll just skip ahead when I'm simulating each year so I don't have to talk over it and you guys don't have to listen to me. So I'll see you guys after next season. So we're back, and the year has finished simulating. Griffey had a 900 OPS and hit 25 home runs, 200 hits, but more importantly, the Mariners actually won the World Series, which is pretty cool. He definitely did not win MVP or anything, but he actually kind of had a worse year than he did in real life, but I think they would take that trade in exchange for the World Series. He had 22 homers and 42 doubles in real life, and in this, he only had 26 doubles, but he had 25 homers. Another thing about these simulations is that the era changes automatically, so guys will start juicing in the late 90s and early 2000s, and the era should, I don't know if guys specifically juice, but the era, the run environment will increase. I wonder, is there somewhere I can see his awards here? I'm not sure if that's a thing. We go to profile. He's only a 4-star player right now. To call him a perfectionist is an understatement. In this World Series game, it was a 7-6 win. Griffey went 3 for 5. They won in extra innings. I wonder who hit that walk-off. Probably says here. They walked off to win the World Series off of Rick Aguilera. So that's cool. Ken Griffey Jr. won Player of the Game. Very interesting. Do they have awards here? They do. So he won the AAA World Series when he was a rookie, even though he wasn't on the team. Second in Rookie of the Year. They updated his stats. All-Star Game, Silver Slugger in 1990. Won the ALCS MVP award, won the World Series, and he just signed an 8-year, $18.6 million deal to stay in Seattle for the long term. I wonder what contract he was on, because that was kind of a lot of money back then. I'm going to pull it up real quick. So he actually was on a much heftier deal back then, so it's kind of a bargain, I would say. They have his leaderboard and stuff, so did he lead the league in anything? Does not look like it. In 91, he was 9th in OPS. Definitely not bad for a 21-year-old, so that's pretty exciting. So I'm going to go back to his batting stats, and I'm going to simulate another season, and I'll get back to you. Wait, can I go? You know what? I'm going to go like 3 years into advance here. I know that it could take a little while, but at the same time, I don't think. I mean, once we get through 1995, we can just take a look at each of the years. So I'll sim until then, and I'll see you in 1 second for you guys. Well, how about that? Video editing is terrific. I've actually learned how to do it in the last few days, and while that might have been 20 minutes on my end, it wasn't quite 20 minutes, but it was no time on your end. And look at what Griffey is doing. I think we left off after the 1991 season. So in 1992, 5.5 WAR, 29 home runs. Look at all these games played. Just great numbers. 21 stolen bases. Then he's really starting to pick it up. 1993, 34 doubles, 40 home runs, 7.3 WAR. And then in 1994, he hits 57 home runs, leads the league, 163 RBIs, 655 slugging, and an 8.5 WAR. In real life, he had picked it up as well, I believe. Yeah, look at that. Pretty much kind of similar numbers, I would say, so far. I believe the Mariners picked up another World Series in that span. I'm going to go look at his, what was it, under history? We'll go to awards. So he won, these are all of his awards. So 1992 All-Star Game, 1993 All-Star Game. He won the World Series MVP and the World Series, obviously, with the Mariners in 93. So it's the second World Series he's won. They won in 1991 as well. He won a Silver Slugger award at center field, finished second in MVP, made the All-Star Game again, and then won the Most Valuable Player and a Silver Slugger in 1994. He also won the ALDS MVP in 1994, but I believe they lost the series, which is pretty funny. So game accomplishments, 4 runs, 6. There's just a lot of stuff here. I could just look at the summary here in his major. That's what I'll do. Well, I guess they're kind of the same thing. So he's won 1 Player of the Week. Oh, and that's the minor leagues. I'm just kidding. So here's his salary. Definitely on the low end of things. I'm gonna go check out some of the players in the majors, see where they're at here. I'm gonna go to, where would it be? I'm still getting used to this game. I'll go to the league leaders, and go to sortable stats, and go to batting stats. So the home run leaders, Griffey. It doesn't show the team here. I'll just go to batting leaders. So Wade Boggs is on the Angels. Martinez had a great season for the Mariners. Olerud on Toronto. Frank Thomas on the Yankees is interesting. But yeah, you can see this. I'm not going to go through everything here. 228 hits for Wade Boggs. That's in the American League. I'm going to go to the majors. Carlos Berga leads the majors in batting average. Home runs, here's the leaderboard. Sammy Sosa on the Mets. Oh my God. The Mariners added Perry Bonds. What is this roster looking like? No way. No way. Oh my God. Omar Vizquel, potential future Hall of Famer leading off. Edgar Martinez, Hall of Famer, hitting second. Perry Bonds, not in the Hall of Fame, but one of the best hitters of all time, hitting third. Ken Griffey Jr., hitting fourth. Jay Buhner, very good hitter, and he just hit 40 home runs, hitting fifth. And look at, wow. What a team. Pitching-wise, not terrible at all. They got a lot of wins here, but, this is just, and Tanner's accuracy, a closer. Wow. This is just a stacked team. I'm going to go to the league. No, it's not there. I'm going to go to the league. I'm trying to figure out what this is. League history. And I'm going to go to the history index. So, the World Series champions. Here are the recent World Series. In 1992, the Orioles beat the Giants. In 93, the Mariners beat the Cubs. And in 94, the Orioles beat the Astros. This was the Orioles year. I can change the year up there, I guess. So that's pretty fun. I think that's all there really needs to look at. Do they show awards on here? Awards, yes. I'll go to the American League award winners. So Griffey, MVP. Bagwell on the White Sox. Moises Alou on the Milwaukee Brewers. I was trying to figure out what team that was. They're in the American League back then. That makes sense. Frank Thomas won a couple on the Yankees. Here are your Cy Young winners. What is this stat? Rookie of this category. Rusty Greer, Kenny Lofton, Bagwell. So Bagwell made his debut as a White Sox player. That's pretty interesting. Did he get traded as a pro? Oh no, I forgot. He must have. When did he get drafted? In 89. So he got drafted the year that we started, which means he was just drafted by the White Sox, which makes sense. Kenny Lofton ended up on the same team. Pedro Martinez is on the White Sox as well. So they had Jeff Bagwell and Pedro Martinez. He was a reliever. They made Pedro into a reliever. That is very funny. And then in the National League, I'll go back here. National League, Larry Walker won an MVP for the Expos. Greg Maddux on the Cubs. Randy Johnson on the Expos. Roger Clemens on the Mets. So yeah, some interesting stuff here. The Rookie of the Year is Jim Edmonds, got drafted by Houston. I'm going to check on Larry Walker's career. Batting stats. He's playing pretty well as well. I don't know if he'll end up going to the Rockies like he does in real life. We'll have to see. Only time will tell. So now I'm going to go ahead to the Mariners. I'm going to go find Griffey's page and head to his batting stats. And I'm going to simulate until the year 2000. So that's 5 more seasons. It'll be January 1st, 2000. So we're back here, and as you can tell, we're not actually on the Mariners anymore. I stopped the simulation when I saw that Griffey went to a new team. He's on the San Diego Padres, and look how star-studded this lineup is. Derek Jeter at shortstop, Mike Piazza, don't forget Jeff Jenkins, Mike Piazza catching, Griffey in center field, Alomar at second base. Just a terrific team. And so while we're here, I know it's not 2000, like I said, but we'll check out some of the history that we missed. Griffey's only a 4-star still, and he's kind of slowed down a little bit. He only hit 230. I guess he played in San Diego, last year. I didn't even notice that. But while he was with Seattle, after Edgar Martinez left, remember they did have Barry Bonds, and they somehow picked up Alex Rodriguez from Oakland, who they had been on. So they had Griffey, Bonds, and Rodriguez at a time. But he's kind of declined. He's still only 28. So, and he's still a 4-star. So maybe he still has some left in him. He has 338 home runs. He's still only 28. So it's possible that he can pick it up still. I'll look at some of his. Obviously, this is worse than he did in real life, which definitely could happen for sure. We'll go to his history. Some awards. So he didn't win another MVP. He won 4 playoff series MVPs, 5 All-Star games, a Gold Glove, another Gold Glove, Silver Slugger. So he's definitely not had a bad career by any stretch. I'm gonna go take a look at some of what's happened in baseball recently. I'll go to the history index. So the champions will go to, or the playoff history. So actually, I'll just go here. So the last 2 years were both White Sox-Astros World Series, kind of a pre-match of the 2005 World Series. The Mariners beat the Mets in 96. The Cubs beat the Blue Jays in 95. Orioles over the Astros. I think we saw that in 94. Going to some awards. The AL award winners. Here you go. So Griffey won in 94. Frank Thomas for the Yankees. He's not on the Mets, though, in 1995. A-Rod in 96 for the Mariners. Manny Ramirez for Detroit in 97. And Todd Helton in Boston in 98. Here are the Cy Young winners. Curt Schilling in Baltimore won his second. Oh, that's what the number means. Roger Clemens his 5th, and he's in Detroit. Rookie of the Year winners. He was actually a rookie in Seattle. I don't know really what happened. It was kind of weird. He got traded before he made his debut from Oakland. And then if we go to the NL award winners, Bernie Williams for Houston, Fred McGriff for the Mets, Piazza for San Diego, Walker for Montreal, Bernie Williams for the Astros again, David Cohn, a couple of Cy Youngs, Randy Johnson his 3rd, Montreal, Kevin Millwood, and then Jeff Jenkins is on our team. I was right to call him a star. So this is a pretty fun lineup. I'll simulate. I think I'll go until I'll actually check on Griffey's contract is what I'll do, and see what we're looking like. He obviously could get traded, but contract. So he's under contract until 2003. So we'll go till before that season, so January 1st, 2003. So we're back here at Ken Griffey Jr.'s page in 2003. He's had a very weird career arc. If you go to his batting stats, so he peaked after 1998 to look at him in the Padres. He did not have a good year that year, but then in 1999, I'm not sure if it was the run environment or just some good luck, his power went up a ton. He had the best year of his career, 8.8 WAR, but then he's kind of been declining since then. Kind of just a weird couple years in there. He's still playing. Definitely not. I still don't know if this is as strong of a career. I mean, he has 78.5 WAR in real life. He had 88.3, so I think he's probably going to pass it, but it's kind of... I don't think his peak was as strong. I don't know. He's still on the Padres. They haven't not been good recently. We'll take a look at their roster. You can see why. Is Griffey even playing anymore for them? No, Griffey's not even in the starting lineup right now. And he's not happy about it, I don't think. Griffey, he's a 3-star center fielder, but he's on the bench for Aaron Rowand, who's another 3-star. So that's interesting. He's getting paid $9 million. Very unhappy. Still a 3-star player. Not great in center field. A lot of interesting things have happened in this. I'll go show you. I'm not sure I've seen everything that's happened, so I'll go do the league history. And so here are the World Series winners. I'm not sure where we left off. Oh, we left off after the White Sox, Astros. So the Red Sox won it over the Marlins in 99. Then the Pirates beat them in 2000. Tigers won it in 01. And the A's beat the Pirates in 2002. Going to the awards. We'll go to the AL award winners. So the MVPs. So we have Helton in Boston. Bonds in Seattle. So Pedro Martinez actually turned back into a starting pitcher, it looks like. He's on the Yankees now. He was on the Padres, or he wasn't, excuse me, on the White Sox and the Orioles. Helton won an MVP for Boston. Scott Rowland for the Tigers. Barry Bonds for Seattle. Pujols debuted for the Tampa Bay Rays, so that's interesting. Heading over to the National League. J.D. Drew won MVP for Colorado with 11.8 WAR in 1999. Okay. Edmonds for Houston. Berkman in Colorado and Troy Glaus in St. Louis. Greg Maddux, Curt Schilling, Roy Halladay for Arizona, winning a Cy Young. And here are some of the debut guys. I don't remember which team Ichiro was on. It was a National League team. I'm not quite sure. Mariano Rivera is on the Pirates. Very interesting. I wonder if any records have been broken in the 90s. Mark McGwire has the single-season home run record for 62. He's had an interesting career. He kind of sucks now. He's only a 2.5 star. His power, his contact, and his gap power are terrible. This is hilarious. This is exactly kind of how his career was. Oh my god, this is kind of crazy. So, last year, in 2002, he hit 185, and he slugged 478. So he had 17 hits, 8 of them were homers. But he has 690 career home runs. Nice. I wonder if he'll get close. I mean, he's still playing, and he's 38. He's angry. He's a bench player for the Rangers. Very interesting way his career played out. Definitely not going to lie there. Were any other career records broken? Ricky still broke the record for stealing bases, which is not that surprising. He did that in real life, too. And the run record. Are there any other players here? I don't think so. Jose Canseco, the strikeout record. I know, what's his name has it right now. His name slips me. Reggie Jackson. That's what it was. Russell Brandon with the strikeout record for a season. Anyone else here? Doesn't look. Greg Jeffries broke the at-bat record. Okay. And then pitching-wise, Trevor Hoffman broke the saves record in 95. Mark Gardner allowed 50 home runs. That's not ideal. Randy Johnson with hits allowed, and then later Ks per 9 or walks. Wait, hits allowed per 9 and strikeouts per 9. My bad. And then career numbers. Pedro Martinez leads in strikeouts per 9. Is that it there? I think so. Interesting. What else do they have here? I'm not really sure what else to look at here. Managers, leagues. Not really sure how this works. Oh, that was what I was just on. Can I sort here by career numbers? I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting. I'm going to go to the active players, league leaders. So this is Barry Bonds' league. He had a 1261 OPS for the Mariners. I want to go to sortable stats. That's what I want to look at. So let's go to WAR. Barry Bonds and Alex Rodriguez are both on the same team. And it's funny because Griffey actually ended up leaving that team. Giambi on Oakland, Manny Ramirez, Detroit, Helton on Boston, Troy Glaus on St. Louis, Nomar on Kansas City, Mike Lowell, Anaheim. There's a bunch of fun guys there. Albert Pujols was on Tampa Bay, like we said. I want to find where Ichiro's at. Ichiro hit 232 hits as a Dodger. Okay, interesting. Home run wise, what does Barry Bonds' career look like right now? He has 628 career home runs. He probably will break the record. The record right now is 755 from Hank Aaron. Well, I wonder how's Adam Dunn doing? He probably just got getting started. Yeah, just hit 48 tanks though, so that's cool. Who else is here coming towards the end? Sammy Sosa, not necessarily towards the end of his career. I guess he's 33. He's at 507 home runs. He has another. Yeah, he could have a decent chance of breaking the record. We can look at A-Rod. He's still young. He's at 285 homers. He's been really good. What else? Is there anyone else here worth looking at? Todd Helton's had a good career so far. Dang. He's at 224 home runs and a ton of doubles as well. RBI, A-Rod. We'll go to pitching stats and sort by Ks. That's for batters. For all players, Pedro Martinez on the Yankees, Pryor on the Braves, Nomo on San Francisco, Kerry Wood on the Twins, Sabathia on Arizona, Jason Schmidt on Houston, Kurt Schilling on St. Louis, Mike Mussina on the Mets, Oswalt in Toronto, Halladay in Arizona. So as you can see, this is totally different now than it played out in real life, which is kind of fun. So I'm going to go back to Griffey real quick, find where he's at. So he's over here. He hits fourth when he plays, but when he doesn't play, I mean, his stats aren't bad. He's definitely an above-average player. I'd be pretty mad if I was him, too. If I go to history, well, how do you get to San Diego? He signed a 7-year, $61 million contract with them. So he's here for quite a bit. Oh, wait, no. We already knew that, actually. I'm losing my mind right now. Contract. So he has an opt-out. Is it after this year or before this year? It expires after 2004. I don't know if he has an opt-out after. So I'll simulate this season and get back to you after it. So here we are in the playoffs. It looks like the Braves and the Twins are playing each other in the World Series, and the Twins win it all. I wonder if Griffey ended up playing at all. I don't think so, because he wasn't really a regular player, and injuries are off. So I guess that's coming back to hurt him. Barry Bonds is still in Seattle. I believe A-Rod is still too. I can see from the side. I think someone got moved. Someone big got moved. Oh yeah, Edgar Martinez was like in Houston or something, I think. So we'll wait for this to finish the year up and see where our boy Ken Griffey Jr.'s at. Derek Jeter's in Oakland now. That's fun. So we're back with Griffey. He is still on the Padres. He played 125 games. He only hit 8 home runs and 7 double. Oh, it's because this was as a pinch hitter, because he only had 150 at bats, only a 0.5 WAR. He was still an average hitter. I don't know why they hate him so much. He's 19 home runs away from 500. He's still only 34. What's he rated right now? Profile. Still a 3-star player. 84 home run power. I mean, that's really good. But he's angry. He signed through 2024. So he still is on the Padres. And he's their starting center fielder now. It looks like Aaron Rowan got moved instead of him. So he's their starter now. That's cool. So we'll simulate another year and catch up when he presumably is going to be a free agent. So we're back here with Griffey, and some weird stuff has happened since in the last season. So he ended up, I don't know how he got to the Mariners, but he's on the Mariners now. He was traded for Daniel Garcia. He hit his 500th home run, and then he signed a 4-year, $48 million extension with the Mariners. So he's back in Seattle with Barry Bonds and Alex Rodriguez. However, he's not in the starting lineup anymore. I guess he's not good enough in center field to play over Lance Nix, even though he's a little better than him. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. The Mariners, you see, this is a fun rule that the majors have, is that the teams who play in the American League get to play with a thing called the designated hitter. So it's cool because the Mariners are a team in the American League, so these lineups don't matter at all. And Griffey is starting for them as a designated hitter. He still has got 81 power, excuse me. Let's check on his batting stats from the year. He had a good year. He hit 45 home runs, 39 doubles. He's done stealing bases, it looks like, but he's still productive. I mean, he's more than productive, I should say. Just when you want to roll Ken Griffey Jr. out, he's still here, but he's angry. I don't know why he's so angry. I don't think it says. But he's on a 4-year deal, but he is 35, so he could be nearing retirement, maybe. I don't know what age he'll end up retiring at. He doesn't retire at the same year as he does in real life. He could, but it's not guaranteed. We'll check out some league history. And so The last couple champions, the Twins beat the Braves, and then the Royals beat the Phillies. Who's on the Royals here? No, it's not going to tell me. The awards. I wish you could see all of the awards. AL award winners: Eric Chavez, Barry Bonds last 2 years, Pedro Martinez, Cy Young, and then in the National League, Sheffield and Berkman. Sheffield had a good year a couple years ago too, I think. Mariano Rivera is winning Relief Pitcher of the Year in Pittsburgh. I want to check out the Hall of Fame inductees. Oh, these are just everyone's. Does not show by year. That's annoying. Can I sort by 2? Yes. So Paul Molitor, Jim Rice, Dave Winfield, George Brett, Mike Schmidt, Reggie Jackson. I think those are the players that have been inducted, and maybe a couple of the other guys, the pitchers who have been inducted during this simulation. Then for pitchers, Bert Blyleven and maybe Raleigh Fingers. It says the year. Tom Seaver, Nolan Ryan in 1999, Sutton in 94, Carlton in 94, Palmer in 1990. I think we started in 89, so that's cool. Let's take on some milestone watches. Alice Burks is nearing 3,000 hits. That's interesting. For home runs, Juan Gonzalez is nearing 600. These are not the players with the most home runs, but it's just the players that are close to milestones. So I don't really care that much about this. Can I see who the active leaders are? Oh, Barry Bonds is a beast. He just hit 43 home runs, 477 on-base percentage. His batting stats, he's at 712 home runs, so he's very close to the Major League record, which I believe. I can actually check here, the league history, and then go to records, see if anything's been broken in recent years. What year are we in? 2005? So Russell Brandon struck out 255 times. That's kind of a lot. The home run record is still held by Henry Aaron. So nothing has been broken in the last couple of years. Barry Bonds has the walk record, though. Interesting. Career-wise, I don't think anyone's here of note. Kerry Wood now is a K/9 lead. You can see these here, too. Trevor Hoffman still has a saves record. So we'll simulate. I'm going to go 2 years into the future. So I'll go to this page here. Go to players. Find Griffey. And I'll simulate 2 years into the future. And we're back at Ken Griffey Jr. page. He is still on the Mariners. It looks like I haven't seen anything. Still a 2.5-star player. I guess that's the average. He's better in right field. I guess they're playing him there now, even though it says he's in center. He's just a terrible center fielder. Probably more of a DH. Let's take a look at what he did in the last couple years. Oh, man. He he had negative 2.8 WAR as a 35-year-old, probably because he was a DH and also couldn't hit. But then he got another chance as a 36-year-old and had a 794 OPS. But it looks like... Okay, he's still on a 1... I can't figure out. Signed through 2008. Does that mean he is on the team in 2008 or not? I'll check his contract, which probably won't clear anything up. He expires after the 2008 season, so he's still got 2 more years left on the Mariners. How are the Mariners doing? They didn't win in a World Series while we were gone. They still have A-Rod. Bonds is gone. They have Tulowitzki and Nelson Cruz. Okay, that's interesting. Alex Rodriguez, let's take a look at his career. He's at 458 home runs. He's been very good. 84 WAR. I want to see what Griffey's WAR is at. 79.8. In real life, it ended at 86.8. So honestly, I mean, I would say this career has been worse because he didn't get hurt and he just didn't play as well. But definitely a successful career so far. He's at 570 home runs, 240 stolen bases, nearly at 10,000 at-bats. I want to find where Bonds is. We'll go to the leaderboard in the majors and see if he led anything. So Pujols led there. How can I find, I guess, sortable stats and sort by name? And find where Bonds was? Unless he retired. Let's see. Is Barry Bonds here? Did I pass him? LMNO. Okay, he's still there. I'm trying to read. He is on the Mets now. After an entire career for Pittsburgh and Seattle, he's now on the Mets. He has 782 home runs. That is a new record. Obviously, we're playing with injuries off, so that's probably can be attributed to that. He's still a solid player, 3.5 stars as a Mets player. I could run another sim another time with him. I'm not going to run to see what he does the rest of his career once Griffey retires. We'll go to the league history and check out the World Series. The Angels beat the Astros in the 2005 World Series, and the Dodgers beat the Tigers in the 2006 World Series. For some reason, the league ERA was ridiculous in 2006. That's kind of funny. But only in the American League, not in the National League. Interesting. I was going to see something. I forgot. Oh, the records. See if... I know Bonds broke the home run record. He has the RBI record as well. The walks record. Hasn't gotten the WAR. Oh, no, he has gotten the WAR record. I just can't read. Is anyone else here? Mark McGwire, he already did that. What is he doing right now? He's got 691 home runs. He's also retired for 4 years. Okay. Good to know. It's kind of a similar career to what he did in real life. Is anyone else here worth checking out? I wonder how Randy Johnson is doing. He's still active. He's 43 now. He's 43. He has 46, 32 strikeouts. Pretty solid. Does he have the career record for... No, he doesn't. Nolan Ryan had a 5,000, I think. Yeah, 5,620. So cool. Cool stuff. So we'll simulate, I guess, another 2 years until Griffey's contract expires. So I truly just had one of the most bizarre season sims of all time. The Athletics won 116 games and then blew a 3-1 lead in the World Series. I think Griffey's retired now because I didn't default to his page. So I'm going to go to the lineups here, and he's nowhere to be found. I want to check on an A-Rod real quick, who's still on the Mariners. He's been on his whole life. He already has 522 home runs. Where can I find him? I'll go to the statistics. But some of these statistics are crazy. The Texas Rangers hit out of their minds, but they didn't. It was just a weird season. They didn't even make the playoffs. Going to... I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I want to view their batting statistics. I think Griffey's out of the league by now. This is sorted alphabetically. Yeah, it looks like he's not in here. This is all catchers, though. This is sorted by position. I want to sort by everyone. So Griffey is still here. I'm just kidding. He's still on the Mariners. Huh. He signed through 2009. I don't know why I thought he retired. It didn't default to his page. I thought I left off on it, but obviously not. So he's not good anymore. He hit 168, and then he hit 199. Still has a little bit of pop. He probably shouldn't be getting playing time anymore. He's been a negative WAR player. He's at 590 home runs. He could get to 600, I guess. But I want to show you guys the last season that just happened, if I can find it. The standings. Actually, I'll go to the team statistics here. Look what happened here. The Rangers had such a bizarre season. They had... I want to go to their... Can I go to their schedule? Yeah. So they got off to I think they got off to a really hot start, if I remember correctly. Oh. What happened? Can I not see their schedule from last year? I guess not. Well, oh well. They were on a historic pace. They had a 670 winning percentage through June, and then they finished in... didn't even make the wild card. But look at all these batting stats they had. I mean, they led in pretty much everything. But they didn't even make the playoffs. They didn't even have a winning record. It's because their pitching was just the worst in the league. But yeah, the A's won 116 thanks to Kevin Youkilis, Chipper Jones. Josh Beckett won 26 games, yeah. So that's some fun stuff. Here's their lineup. But yeah, I guess I'll go to the Mariners now. Wait, I want to go back to Griffey. So they still have A-Rod. We knew that, actually. I'm just lost. Griffey is not playing anymore. It doesn't look like, but he's still on the roster. Right? Yeah, he's still 2.5 stars. He's got 1 year left in his contract. So we'll sim another full season. This league has been pretty crazy, honestly. There's been so much that's happened. For one, the Pittsburgh Pirates have both Clayton Kershaw and Joey Votto, which is kind of funny. It looks like Griffey's still playing. He signed through 2010 now, which is fun. And the Mariners just won another World Series. Their division was kind of crazy. If we go to the standings, maybe? I'm confused. Home. I guess I go here. Standings from last year. Look at their division. They won 102 games. The Angels won 95. The Athletics won 92. And the Rangers, the worst team in the division, were 87 and 75. The Rockies won 112 but lost to the Mariners in the World Series. So look at this. The Rangers were the worst place, the last place team in the American League West, but they would have easily won the American League Central. And that's even taking the fact that they had to play these teams a ton. Tulowitzki's kind of beasted now for Seattle. I'm going to go back and see Griffey's numbers since he's still on the team, amazingly. Still in the league. He's a left fielder now. Is he starting for them? Does not look like he's starting anymore. Did he play at all this year? He only played 7 games, and he didn't have any homers. So I know his career isn't over yet, but I think it pretty much is over. So I'm going to stop simulating this now because he's not a key contributor on this team, only 3 for 13. We'll look at his stats one more time. He had 77 WAR in this simulation, and in real life he finished with 93. I swear to God, is that number changing every time? I don't think that used to be 93. I don't know. 630 home runs, and then in this he had 590. I don't think the Mariners are going to let him hit 10 more, but I'm just tired of simulating because this took a long time to do. He finishes 34 hits away. I'm just going to say he retired. I know he didn't retire, but he's not playing anymore. But yeah, I'm going to go to the league history for the last time. Go to the history index. So the Mariners won the World Series over the Rockies. The previous year, the Nationals won over the Athletics. I don't know if I saw that already. But I'm going to go back to Griffey again and go to his history. So he won an MVP, 3 Gold Gloves, 4 Silver Sluggers, 4 Playoff Series MVPs, 4 World Series titles, and he made 7 All-Star games. It looks like Jaws says he's a Hall of Famer. He's probably borderline. I'm not going to sim however many years out in the future to see if he gets it. He made $123 million in his career. He hit for the cycle 1 time. That's cool. And look, no injuries. So thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the time I spent was worth it. And let me know in the comments what you want to see for the next video.